rock and roll.
Well, hello and welcome to the Daily Atheist Morning Show. I am your host, the amazing Super Chris Mallard. Thank you for joining me today. I left my ears in the car, so I screwed up. So now I have to wear my headphones or I can't hear Ryan. So it's very sad. It's very sad. I've been having sound problems, so I'm just kind of keeping an eye on things to see what the hell. Anyway, so we'll see how that goes. Good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday. I hope you've had a great week so far. We'll be back in just a minute, and we're going to do the thing at the place. Try yourself some atheism.
Life is complicated. These are trying times. There are many questions that need answering. Want to know what's going to help? Atheism. With atheism, you'll get rid of dogma, superstitions, and toxic thought patterns that are holding you back. You can drive while taking atheism, as well as use heavy machinery. In fact, drinking alcohol, fornicating, and Sunday mornings are far more enjoyable with atheism. However, there are side effects. Some evangelicals and fundamentalists will think you're possessed by the devil. But you don't have to worry, because you know the devil isn't real. Just like God. Wake up to your life. Believe in yourself. Believe in science. Atheism.
There we go. Guys, sorry, apologies, 1,000 apologies. Like I said, I've been having some sound issues. I try to fix things. It makes them gooder sometimes. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it does not. Let's bring up Ms. Ryan here. Here is, let's see, Good morning. Oh, look at you. You look fantastical.
Hopefully you hear me okay.
Yeah. What? No, I can hear you okay, just fine. Yeah.
I'm good. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Good morning to you.
I hope you've had a good week so far. It's Wednesday. Yeah.
It's Wednesday.
Yeah, so far.
Hump day.
The day of humps. Is it chilly up there still? Or is it getting more gooder?
It was chilly this morning again. Yes, it was in the 20s. It was the 20s. So not fun, but it will probably warm up to like 30s, 40s. That's kind of been typical recently. It's really cold in the morning, then it kind of warms up. Okay. So I don't know. We'll see.
Hopefully it'll be reasonable soon.
Hopefully.
Fingers crossed. Let's see. I'm just checking to see if I'm live over here on TikTok. I think I am. I mean, I feel like I am. It looks like I am. But, I'm not sure yet. I'm still learning. Something went wrong, it says. TikTok, something always goes wrong with you. Well, we'll just we'll presume that I'm streaming. Good morning, everyone. Let me say hi to, Fictoqueer. Good morning, Fictoqueer. I hope I said that right. Fictoqueer. No narcissism like Christian narcissism. Oh, hashtag truth. Hypatia Stanhope. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. It says, Hypatia Stanhope kicks in the door saying, I'm pissed off this morning with coffee.
Uh-oh.
Rural. Is there a why or is it just like a morning thing? A groove? Kind of situation. Let me go here, go back. Work, damn you. I am looking. Maybe is it working? Yeah, okay, it's working. John Hudson's talking about his donut flavored Adderall. He'll only be here for a few minutes. He'll be bouncing. I gotta go.
Oh, John.
I know it's good shit. Well, I really appreciate my meds. I get so much done on my meds.
Oh, I'm glad that they're helping.
Yeah. I mean, goodness gracious. I get videos cranked out and all this stuff, edited and shorts made and things fixed and all that before, I mean, it's just crazy.
Right.
A lot of time. Yeah.
Great.
Let's see here. Probably get banned. Oh, Facebook froze your account. Facebook's a bitch. I actually have a different, I have my me account, my first Facebook account. They locked it up whenever they locked up my Chris Mallard account in 2021 or something. And, oh, hey, it says I'm currently muted. Let me go over here and unmutify myself. Boop. Oh, there we go. Now if anybody decides to pop over to the Discord, they will hear us. They will hear us.
Hi, Discord.
Hi, Discord. Yeah, so there are that. Christians are terrified of me. I wear a red star. I love China. Yeah, there's people out there that are that way. Good morning, Flockmeister. Nice to have you with us. Thank you all for joining us. I've been taking some advice some of our other people, and I have been watching some of our other content creators. So I got to watch allegedly Ian yesterday. You've heard of Ian?
Ooh, mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes.
I'd never watched Ian before. I found it to be a very interesting experience. He was taking calls because that's what he does. That's what we do now. So part of the reason why I was looking for and it was, it was a lot. He had a caller on the phone and they were arguing and they were calling each other names, and it got to where like the caller was, I want to use the term crashing out, but like over and over and over again. And so Ian would go, so listen, man, just answer my question. Here's my question. Do you think, I'm just going to rant, some question, is God tall or short? Okay. And the other guy would go, well, listen, man, are you going to answer my question about entropy, or are you not going to answer my question about entropy? We got low entropy at the beginning of the universe, and Ian's over there just typing everything he says. Are you going to answer my question, man? We got low entropy. That way, whenever he's done, he can respond to this guy's answer as if you were in a debate and he were really giving you a genuine answer. And I thought, wow, man. And it just went on and on and on and on. I don't know how. I eventually quit watching. The guy would get to where he'd say, almost the end of almost every sentence was something like stupid. Calling Ian stupid every time. I mean, it was just the name calling. I mean, man, I thought I'm really, and I'm like, I'm bad, Chris. I insinuated you're stupid. I mean, and yet, wow, they just went on about themselves and had 1,000 viewers, for what that's worth. I can't hear you. You're muted. You're typing, but that's.
Oh, sorry. No, I was wiping my keyboard. I caught part of that yesterday. I was watching them. That's actually the conversation I was watching with the entropy. I caught maybe it was about 15 minutes, and Ian is very spirited, very sassy, spicy, intelligent. They are definitely intelligent.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that conversation lasted a long time. I was like, okay, well, I think I did learn a little bit. Like I was like, okay, but I think I was like, this is good. That's good. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I was watching, was to learn. And it did go on about itself. But here's the deal, I mean, I don't think I've ever gone on about like that with somebody. I won't put up with that shit. I'll hang up on them. I'm like, I ain't putting up with your shit. But I've never done that where I openly call them stupid over and over again, or, do the things that kind of I saw go on. And yeah, I've had people say, hey, man, you need to chill out and be more like Ian. I was watching. That's why I was watching him. I saw him. I was like, all right, let me be chill like this guy. And he does have a nice, calm method about him. Stupid. You know what I mean? Stupid. I mean, I'm just not going to yell at you like Chris does. Chris is like this. Stupid. You're stupid. You're going to hell. It's just, oh man,
maybe that's it. Maybe you just need to get a little panache behind it, a little je ne sais quoi,
maybe
behind your insults. That's all it is.
Maybe.
Get a little fancier and you'll be fine.
My insults are almost always humorous, like I'm like a little snipe, maybe I spoke too fast, or what I mean. Part of my thing is I reserve myself. I've been holding back. I was listening to Forrest Valkai. Oh my goodness. He's got some great shit, man. Forrest Falcon has got some wonderful stuff. But wow.
I mean, they all tend to have their moments. They all have their moments where they're just like, okay, you're done.
Yeah. And, I don't know. I was watching one. Oh, man, don't tell me his name. I don't know his name. He's got an English accent. He is now this guy. When I find his name, because it's not hard to find him on my YouTubes, he is very calm. He's got a very calm demeanor, but he's also got that cool accent, right? Yeah. So he was kind of telling people too. They were. I was like, "Go, you go, girl." I dig it. Let me see if I can find him here. John Cohen on Uncensored. Have you heard of him?
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, he just some guy, John Cohen, Uncensored, and he was good stuff. I've been watching him.
Good stuff. I'm glad that there's entertainment out there for like atheists, but I just wish there was more better.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's a variety, that's for sure. It does seem like, and I've been thinking about doing this too, because there's reasons why I want to do this. I don't know. But there seems to be a preponderance of atheist folks who are just sitting in a chair, taking calls, arguing with Christians. That's the whole show. I mean, it's kind of like what we do. I get it. I do get it. I'm just surprised by how many of them there are. How many that are big channels that I've never heard of, that are big atheists, if you will, that I had no idea these people exist. I don't want to say there's too many of them, because there are so many theists out there to argue with and debate with. And I want to say deconstruct, to help deconstruct, to bring to the light, So if it's a guy sitting in a call-in show like John Cohen, fantastic. Love you, John Cohen. 1,000 hugs. Or if it's, I don't know. But yeah, I just kind of discovered I'm not as saucy as maybe I thought. My spicy Chris is not as bad as other people.
I mean, they do go off. I've seen people lose their chill for sure.
I just kind of feel like I got a lot of Daffy Duck. That's what I call it, where I'm loud and, family of 7 kind of situation.
Yeah.
Some louder than I often intend to be, but it happens. Fun times, unless you're at the end of it, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I do dig the morning show, but I've thought about just doing calls just like that, taking the calls like that, but I don't know enough about this stuff I barely feel confident in taking calls here on the morning show. So if anything, I probably really, to come to think of it, rather than come and argue with me about it, but I think it would be more like okay, come and explain to me, teach me your apologetic, and let me see what I think about it. Because I don't know them all. I'm sitting here going through videos. Oh, look at this one. Let's listen to the Anselm argument. Oh, that sucks. That's a horrific argument. Okay, I see why that died in the 15th century. Why do they keep bringing it up? So, yeah.
There's lots and lots of terrible arguments, and it is good to be familiar with apologetic arguments, so that way you're, it's easier just to off the top of your head spit something back, but I'm still not familiar with all of them. So I too have to familiarize myself. So that way I'm able to oh, damn, that's one I've not really thought out yet. Yeah.
Maybe the taking of the calls and doing the debating, online debating, was probably the best way to learn. Not necessarily to learn ancient history or whatever, but to learn apologetics and what the common debunkers are for those, So,
yeah, good response.
Yeah, absolutely. Good morning, Miss Non Sequitur. Thank you for joining us today, Aaron. Better Than Numbers here. Alberta is really thinking about pulling the CSA just to oppress women harder? Really? Pulling a CSA. I don't know what's going on there. Sorry. The Canadian government should seize control of all resources in Alberta and exile its elite to the Middle East. Oh, I don't know what you guys got something going on. Alberta, look out. Something's going down.
No idea.
Mr. Peabody, the skeptic, says, what do you mean more better, Ryan? Ian gets thousands of viewers. Y'all get under 100. Define better. You know, I think that's my fault.
Who was that?
Well, I mean, you said something kind of about something being better. I kind of missed it. But Mr. Peabody says, what do you mean more better, Ryan? Ian gets thousands of viewers. Y'all get under 100. Define better. And see, that's kind of the deal.
What did I say?
I'm not sure. That's what I'm like. I don't know.
I can't respond unless I know what I said. Right. Could you tell me, Mr. Peabody? That way I can respond. Yeah. Sorry. I say a lot. Sometimes I don't remember what I say.
But if we want to argue about the numbers of the channel, I have to take credit for that. I have to take credit for the reason why we're under 100 on the average still after so long, and why these other people show up and I don't know who they are and I don't know how long they've been going, and yet that's my fault for two reasons probably. One for certain, I believe, is my unwillingness to take calls and argue with Christians. Second is my unwillingness to do 3, 4, 5, 6 hour long streams. And then I don't know, but those are the things, and it could be something about my personality. I don't know, but I've kind of found like in this sphere, all personalities seem to have a follow. It doesn't matter who you are. Somebody's going to like you. Somebody's not going to like you. It's not that big a deal. That's not one of the factors that the other things seem to be, like taking calls. We had never hit 100. I don't think we'd hit 100 live viewers on this show the whole time until the other day when we were taking calls, and we had two streams going, one vertical and one horizontal. Now, we haven't hit that since, but I mean, I just feel that the reason why that Mr. Peabody is correct, possibly, is not because of what you've done. It's because of what I've done by holding back. And part of the deal is my lack of confidence in my arguments about these things, not wanting to debate people and get on the thing. But here, after running the show, and then we've been talking to these people in the chat forever, and now we're taking calls. And after, 2.5 months of taking calls, I mean... yeah, I ain't scared. It's all the same thing over and over again.
Sorry, I was just reading their comment. Does better mean what type of atheist content you prefer versus what gets more viewers or your point across? For me, it's like what I like to do. For me, it's like what I prefer to do. Is that your question? I'm sorry. I'm not sure what they were asking. Like, I just don't know what they were referring to. So if that was your question, then that's what I think is better content, is quality content, I guess I should say.
What I don't think you ever meant to imply was that our content was better than John Unconvinced.
I never said that. So that's why I'm confused. I never said any of that.
Okay.
I would never even say, that's not even something I would ever say.
Right. Okay.
That's not even, I'm not even that kind of person. Unless they're like a Christian, yeah, my content's better. But
well, there's other things.
Myself content creators.
Yeah, there's other things people do. They do these response videos. I don't do response videos. I don't want to do response videos. I don't want to wade through hours and hours of religious nonsense just to find a video that I want to respond to, and then have to sit and watch it for hours just to respond to it and record it and edit it. I don't want to do that. Other people are motivated in that way, and they're there for that, and I'm here for them. I love it. So I'm just getting used to the fact that if in order to be like John, as this individual talks about, I'm going to have to stream longer and take calls. Keep taking calls.
Do what you gotta do. Yeah. Well, you're going to be switching stuff up too, and you might be having more people like doing other shows on the channel, which is something you said you wanted to do anyway.
That's true. That is true. I've got some ideas about how I want to do it. I want to, I do, and I'm going to talk to folk and see. I got ideas about people I want to reach out to and see if they want to host a show or they want to do a show on the thing. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah. Come on, Chris. I'm watching it. Yeah, so a lot of people don't like the call-in shows. I don't tend to watch the call-in shows myself. I only watch them because I'm studying, because I'm taking calls. That's the only reason. Just because I feel, like I need to be better at it.
Yeah. Trying to learn. Same. I mostly listen to the shorts because that works for my brain.
That's good.
And then sometimes if like there's a short where I'm like, oh, I like that conversation and like what they were talking about, I'll go watch like that whole portion or whatever, or the whole show. You know what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Whole show.
Mr. Peabody says, what's the point of your show? Is it for you or for viewers? Changing minds? Do what you like? Your show? Just asking. Well, I mean, that's kind of several things, really. Thank you for pointing that out. I mean, Mr. Peabody, I'm quite clear that my show is here to bring people away from their hate faith. That is the goal of the show. I like the idea of having a fun, lighthearted morning show. I've tried to steer it back to that over and over again, no matter how many times, no matter how shitty the politics get. I keep trying to steer it back to religion and to lightheartedness. I mean, so I think that's quite clear what my show has been about. What is his show about?
Right.
His show is literally about sitting around arguing with Christians all day long. That's all they do. That's all they do is sit and argue with Christians. What is that about? Any more definition than they just sit around and argue with Christians. However, now, because it sounds like I'm arguing against their position. I'm not. I'm all for them. I'm all for them and what they do. This is a box. I'm in a box. But I do have my own mission. That's my goal. And maybe, here's the thing. One of the things asked a question about one of the things. One of the people in chat, your things, said something about, quality, quantity. What if it's a few viewers, but it's really good content? That's good. If you're a few viewers, that's good. I mean, at least you're doing the thing. You're getting somewhere. I've lived in that shadow for so long, I have to tell you. But I have in my mind this voice I want everybody to hear. I have this opinion these people need to hear. I need to save them. And it would so much be easier if they were watching 500 to 1,000 at a stream instead of 40 to 50 a stream. I mean, so my message would get out there. What's more important, my ego and my fancy show, or just the message? So, we've got Arch Radish. Good morning, Arch Radish. How are you doing, buddy? It's nice to see you. Thank you for joining. We'll have to get you on the show. Get you on the show one of these days. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Says, what's up, nerds? What do you think of the vertical? We're doing vertical and horizontal, not really like other people do it. And I did notice that. I figured that out too. So I'm going to do some different streaming and figure it out later. But calls from people that cannot articulate their views are utterly dreary. That's a point to be made. How well do I articulate my views? I got so pissed off at that guy yesterday. He was just being a jerk and he was just talking all over and Kelly was trying to answer him and the guy just said, answer me. I was like, oh my God, how do these other people put up with that shit? And then I watched an hour and a half. It felt like an hour and a half. It may not have been, but it was a significantly long time in this vortex of time of Ian and this other guy go at themselves. Man, Ian's got the patience. Thank you for the super chat, Chad.
You can tell that they enjoy it,
right? That's true,
and that's what I would love for myself. That's what I would love for you. Where it's like you're not, because you really. I don't want you. I hope you're not feeling like. I think you're great. You are good at communicating. You are a fun person. You're funny. I think you just are maybe doubting yourself because the algorithm is being a little bitch. But
it is. Yeah.
I would love for that for both of us to just be enjoying ourselves. I mean, I know that we do, but you know what I'm saying? Like, just feel confident.
Well,
while we're enjoying ourselves.
That's a great point. And one of the things I've thought about is that, here's a thought, bear with me, is that Mr. Peabody's kind of right in certain ways. You okay there?
Yes, I remember Ian said that yesterday. Calm down, mouth breather. And I was cracking up then. I was like, yeah. So we were all listening to the same conversation yesterday.
Okay. So see me talking to people. Remember you've heard me say things like that guy said, I don't understand. I'm like, you should put that on a hat. And he just went on like he didn't get it. I've just got a different way about it, So, and here look at my friend. We've got, the algorithm is such a fickle thing, but where is it? Bye, Gile. He says I have to leave when Ian gets going in a fight. Really, with my deal, it was just how long it went. It was cool, the points they were making, but like, man, I got to go cook dinner. Y'all gonna do something else besides entropy and just yell at each other about it? Anyway, but somebody on here, I just saw the chat, said they really liked, glad to see you change to a call-in show. Skeptically pissed. So, I've got half and half. Some of my friends, one of the things I thought about doing is this. Part of the reason, as I just expressed to Mr. Peabody, was about what I wanted this show to be. In that description of this show, nowhere in that description of the morning show did I say I wanted it to be a call-in show. I said I wanted it to be a funny, lighthearted show talking about religion, like a morning show that you would take. That's not really my vision. Miss Ryan, sometimes she gets here. Sometimes, she's heard me really dread. I really dread taking the calls. There's something about it. Sometimes I like it. I do. There's a part of me that goes, oh man, it gets good to me, but not here on the morning show. It's exactly like this is where people come to chill and relax. Maybe I should do a stream from like 1 to noon to 3:30 when the wife gets off or something. If I want to sit here and argue with people, other people do it. It works just fine for them.
Maybe the morning show could be like an hour, and then you take like a little break and then come back at it later with a longer afternoon show or something, so you don't tire yourself out in the morning. Yeah. I mean, it's only an hour, but sometimes that extra hour is a lot.
Well, that's true. Well, I could do the morning show like we normally do, and then the afternoon stream where I sit and talk, that doesn't have to be a locked in every day, 5 days. Whenever I feel like doing that, I'd pick it up and I stream for. Yeah, I might do that. I might try that. Because part of the deal about the morning shows, part of me wants to get and bring other hosts in, like we've talked about doing, and swap us out and swap me out and just have stuff like that and go on about the day. That's kind of a goal, and if I cut back the hours, I'd make it hard. It's kind of hard, but I've been lackadaisical in asking people to do this. Anyway, I'm a bad person. We'll get there. But those are the things. So we may see some new changes. Really, the show has been changing a lot since the first of the year. And then it's going to change a lot more starting next week when Miss Ryan won't be here with us anymore on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And then I'll be streaming again Mondays, where I have not been streaming yet. And of course, Java and Jugs, if you're into Java and Jugs, I fully encourage them to continue streaming. I don't know if they're going to, but
I'm going to try to maybe see if we can figure that out by Thursday. It's just because not everybody's available to talk, to even have the conversation to say like, hey, what do you want to do because of work situations? So I'll try to get that situated. A definite answer.
Yeah. Miss Non Sequitur says, damn show, will you be asking for screener volunteers? I really, I've been, Ryan. Aaron, I love you and I appreciate it. I have been loath to ask anybody to volunteer. And if anybody does anything for me, I do my best I can to throw money at them that I probably don't have. You know what I mean? Because I just feel, I hate to watch people volunteer and give their time, and it pains me. It just pains me to do it. So no, I have not been asking for any volunteers. But right now, we don't really have many volunteers outside of the thing over here that tells me sort of who. I mean, maybe when we get bigger. Part of the deal is I want to have other shows. Okay, I want to tell you all a secret. I have two female show hosts that I have on my mind that I would like to reach out to. Ryan, you're not one of them. I'm sorry, but you could be if you wanted to. I just figured you got other shit going on. But I have two female hosts that I'd like to ask to do a once a week call-in show, sometime in the afternoon or evening, 4 to 7 or whatever, whenever they want, whatever work, and have it relate about women and the religion and women and all those things. Down the road, further down, because it's like I said, this is the Daily Atheist Morning Show on the Daily Atheist channel. We can do other things on the Daily Atheist channel. We can have the Daily Atheist this and the Daily Atheist that, and I'd like to do that. I'd like to have some women come on and represent women in the atheist sphere. Here down the road, I'd like to get I don't want to echo or copy the line necessarily, but I wouldn't mind having a show oriented towards the voices of trans people as well. Of course, this is an atheist show, and that's a side. They're not the same, but they're friendly goals together. We support them very much. Right. So. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. We have a common goal.
Yeah, and we like support, and we love them. They're fantastic. The line doesn't have skits, and that's kind of the thing. See, a lot of people are saying that's my thinking. Maybe I should just not take any calls on the morning show. And then just take longer calls in the afternoon. Have people, if they're going to like me, they like me. I go, hey, look, I do a morning show too. And by the way, come by and check out the morning show. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Yeah.
And if one show does well, it'll likely help, get all the other shows a little more, spotlight, if you will.
It will. Why is my new chat ninja not showing up on this screen for you guys? Oh, bad Chris. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I'm looking for something. I don't know why the chat ninja is not showing up on the screen for the vertical, guys. I'll have to check it out. So we'll see. That's some good thinking. Thank you for you guys helping me spitball through that. I guess I'll be thinking about some evil plans of doom and despair. We're going to take a quick break. My coffee is cold. We're just going to do a normal, like a goat scented flesh candles, because I love me some goat. And whenever we come back, we'll do Sci-Fi Saturday. Ooh. John, I could be convinced to just sit here and talk sci-fi for a Saturday, just to pop on and do it. It's just so many people seem to be against it. I don't know why. Maybe I should just say, fuck them if they don't like sci-fi. But John's one of those. I shouldn't say that, because John doesn't really care for sci-fi. But if we can get John,
we love you, but fuck you.
Yes. We'll be back.
Sorry, John, just kidding.
Have you sinned again? Oh, and it's bad this time. A chicken just won't do. But wait, you don't have a goat for your burnt offering. Oh, no. The Lord's wrath is upon you.
Insignificant person whose name I don't know, you have sinned. Probably. I shall smite thee.
What do you do? You're all out of goats. She left you for another man.
Fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented flesh candles.
No goat? No problem. Just light one of these bad boys and let the sweet, savory scent of burning goat flesh rise up to the heavens.
Is that goat?
It's easy, it's fast, and deluxe models even have patented technology that produces a goat screaming sound as the wick burns.
Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented candles. Save a goat, burn a candle.
Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented flesh candles are part of our You Do You Jew interfaith outreach program.
When you sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. When the Lord requires that pungent smell, light a candle or you're going to hell.
Yeah. Oh, there you are. And we're back. Good morning, everyone. Sorry, I've been having ear problems. And I was attacked by this cookie and had to defend myself. I know. It was close at first.
Is he okay?
Is the cookie okay? Is that what you said?
I said hopefully you're okay.
Like, the cookie lived to tell the tale, I guess. So far. Good morning, Kiwi Banana. So those are my thoughts, maybe about taking calls later and not doing that on the show. I'm trying to keep the show live. We've talked about that so many times. I don't know. I've learned a lot, though, taking the calls. Mm-hmm. I've learned that high blood pressure makes my vision go wonk, wonk, wonk. I've learned that you can feel my pulse over here when I'm yelling at people. I've learned that spit accumulates on the monitor after yelling at people. There's a lot I've learned about taking calls.
Wipe it down with a squeegee.
Yeah. Let's see. Vertical is better watching on a phone. Hashtag truth, John. I'm glad you caught on to that. John's like, fuck you, dude.
I'm not a smart man.
John's Adderall's going to kick my ass here in a minute.
Love you, John.
We do. Beard of Empathy, a harrowing experience, I'm sure. Hashtag truth. No coffee for you this morning, Lil of all trades. What the hell? I mean, that's like, that's unreasonable. I think that's unreasonable. Why are you not having coffee? Is it a medical thing? Comic Brandon is back. Good morning, Comic Brandon. People are actually liking it. What are they? Oh, local far-right Facebook group I infiltrated said, do rap music and video games desensitize kids from violence? And I said, there's more violence in the Bible than any one video game or rap song. Ain't that the hashtag truth? Yeah.
Right? My goodness.
Wow, drop a mic and run away. Oh, migraine. Lil, I hate migraines. And watching me and listening to my voice is probably very much not helping. It wouldn't help me. I actually had to go. I went down just yesterday and got some more headache medicine for mine because, my headaches, more headaches.
Like the special meds?
Yeah, the special meds, the emergency. Oh my God, it's hitting me right now. Medications, those right there. Those are the ones.
Yeah.
Okay, let me go here. And I forgot to turn on L phone line. So let me do this. Let's see here. Boo, 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 boo. I mean, I got the number up. We got the phone line. The title is in there. We may as well do the thing. I really don't want to. I'll quit taking on the calls on the show, and I'll do it on a single stream later on. I can do it anytime I want. I'll do it once, and I won't ever do it again. All right, here we go.
Malachite.
You are connected as the host.
Hey,
Welcome,
host.
You are now in the host room and can manage your callers from the call-in studio web interface.
Thank you. That's very generous of you. Thank you very much. All right, so we're there. Good morning, Philip Lister. Good afternoon, Philip Lister. I hope everything's going great for you. Ooh, that'd be a cool last name. Ryan Amalek. Amalek?
I don't. Is it Amalek? I don't know. However, it's supposed to be said. Whoever it is that Netanyahu seems to hate so much.
Okay. Have you seen the things about them thinking he's dead and him releasing videos?
Yeah. I mean, hey, I wish, but I do not think that he's dead.
Then he released a video of him from having coffee at a coffee shop, and they took that video and re-released it, giving him an extra finger, so it looked like an AI video.
I mean, it did look weird. Like the video was weird, but there was so much going on in there, and the camera was moving. They were showing other people, and it just looked too real to me to be fake. And then there's other videos that's been released since he's been talking. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
I think just another distraction, like another thing that we just keep moving further and further away from the Epstein files.
Yep.
Operation Epstein Fury.
And we really need to get back to that. We really do. It looks like we have a caller. Ben, I think it's Ben. It looks like Ben. Let's see if we bring Ben up here. It makes me click it twice. 3 times today. It makes me click it. I hate you. It does. I mean, it glows like I clicked it. Good morning, Ben. Are you a Christian? Are you over 18? And there's another. Oh, are you a streamer? have a list of questions. Are you, what is your religion? Are you over 18? And are you a streamer?
My name is Ben. I am over 18. I ain't no streamer, though. I was a streamer.
Gotcha. That's all right. No worries. Did you say you were a streamer, or were you asking what's a streamer?
Yeah, what's a streamer? I don't know what that is.
It's somebody like me, another person from another channel calling, and they just want to. It's just weird. If you're not one, no worries, man. No worries. Good morning. And you say in the chat, it says you want to say that creation and evolution are both true. I have to be honest with you, my friend. I believe that myself for a very long time. Not creation is in the 6,000-year-old creation, but that evolution was true and that God did it. It was the workings of God. What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, my thing is you can't look around and see that the world is here with all its like gravity and everything, and not think that it wasn't created. I mean, the biggest evidence I have though is like if you look at trees, like there is no way that they could have just happened, except for one.
Except for one tree?
That would be the Bradford pear. I think that the devil itself caused that one to evolve, and it caused it to evolve from a rotten egg.
Bradford pear. I'm writing this shit down, brother. Bradford pear.
A rotten egg. Where'd that egg come from? I wonder.
Yeah, that's a good question. The Bradford pear is from the devil.
Well, that was created too, but devil corrupts everything that's created. So God created the rotten egg, but then the devil decided to make it a Bradford pear.
That's what he did. Right?
Well, why did God create the devil though?
That is fantastic. I love that. I'm going to have to give me a Bradford pear.
I know I want to try one now.
I mean, the devil evolved too. That's why evolution sounds like devolution. So the devil is the original evolution.
Oh,
I see.
Oh, I see.
Devolution.
Devolution.
Evolved.
Why didn't I think of that?
That's the thing. God did the creation. The devil did the devolution.
Isn't that crazy?
It's right there in the King James.
What happened in King James?
Yeah, King James. And that's probably the most reliable translation around.
Oh, it's in the King James English. That is it.
Well, that's exactly how Jesus spoke. And I love the fact that it reserves his original language.
Me too. Yeah. Yeah. Especially the red letters. I don't know how he did it, but he did it.
Well, it was the same thing like when all them tongues came down and started licking everybody's heads after Jesus went to heaven. Like none of them spoke the King's English until that happened, and then the King James came about from that.
That's
right.
There you go. That makes sense. I heard that once before. He was gay though.
Yeah,
wasn't he?
his tongues.
That explains the tongues.
Came down.
Yes, the tongues.
Yeah, because the devil evolved him to make him gay. Everything that's bad in the world is from the devolution that came from a creation.
I love it. I have to say, I think I'm.
So wait, are you saying the devil's gay?
Well, he's at least bi.
At least, I mean, and we don't shame. We don't kick shame.
You know what?
Right.
Not many people know this. Now, this is a deep knowledge, but one of the ways that the devil has been represented is as like a little satyr, like one of those guys Pan, and so the devil is actually pansexual.
Oh, so he'll buck anything. I mean, that's just kind of wrapping that term into a tiny, tiny little ball. That's what that means. I'm just saying, in a tiny ball.
I mean, Pan blows into hollow little tubes, and you can't tell me that that's not a symbol for something.
That's an excellent point, I have to say. And, one of the things that, because since we're going to hell, the last thing we want to do is say bad things about Satan and piss him off, right? So we're not going to judge him for his sexual orientation.
The God's honest truth.
That's exactly right.
Passed down from King James and the licking little tongues.
That's right.
But what about Yahweh? He likes to blow in shofars. That's where he likes to blow.
Ooh.
What does that mean for him?
Yeah, but a shofar is a long tube with a big opening at the end, and you know what that represents.
I wonder if they lick it first or do they just blow into Thank you, John.
Why don't even warm it up?
They probably do.
Go right in dry.
Ficto Queer asks the question, lick tongues, little tongues that lick what? I don't think you said little. This is not the Epstein show. You just said tongues that lick, right? From the sky?
Yeah, them flaming tongues.
Flaming tongues.
That licked all them disciples' heads and made them talk funny. The biggest one was the King James English, which is why everybody speaks English today.
Understood. Oh, that's of course. That's why Jesus spoke English. Of course, obviously.
Yes.
Mr. Peabody asks
Absolutely.
you did say the devil is pansexual. Indeed. And I think that really could be an excellent characteristic of the devil, especially from like a Christian perspective. Because if the devil were, why would the devil be heterosexual? That's just stupid. I'd never thought about that, but
Yeah.
I mean, that's why he looks like Pan, you know, that little guy with the little hooves that hops around. Yeah, he looks like Pan.
He does look like Pan. Have you ever noticed also from the back, he's always got that winking back? Oh, I never thought about that before. Wow, that is fantastic.
He has a lot of junk back there.
He does have junk in the trunk.
All the clues are there. All the clues have been there from ancient times. Like, people just need to wake up and see it.
The whole time. That is fantastical. Miss Non Sequitur would like to know if you believe that Jesus is American. I think that's almost a yes, certainly, yeah.
I think Jesus was the best American that ever American. He was the first American. A lot of people think it was that George Washington fellow.
Right.
It was actually Jesus. Jesus was the first American because he said, you know, you got to like protect them children from the stones around the necks and stuff, and that is the most American thing I can think of.
That's right. So Jesus was the first American to American, and he's been Americaning all over the place all the time. And we'll turn American into a verb. Yeah. I dig it. Because currently the verb American to American.
He has a sword coming out of his mouth. Like, you know, the biggest Americans I ever seen are the ones that have the sharpest tongues, and much like myself. So I got to tell you, like when he comes back and he's riding that Mustang, he's going to be like swinging that little mouth sword all over the place, and he's going to just be whipping the asses of everybody.
That is fantastic. I never really thought about that. Whip it good. They say a horse, but Mustang. I see Mustang. Mustangs are like that's great. I love that. That's fantastic. A.T. Jones.
Song's gonna be Ride, Sally, Ride. Coming down.
That's right. Well, that is well. Thank you for that call, Ben. I think you've almost convinced me. Almost.
And if it wasn't immediately obvious, this is Chad. I'm just fucking with you guys. So I'll give you a little laugh this morning.
No. Well,
Chad.
We have a couple of offenders who call in, and I didn't know if it was you. You know, after like the first 4 seconds, I was like, all right, this is not a serious. And I was like, oh, thank you.
Oh, gee, what gave it away?
Well, you know, you never really know.
No, you do not. No.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, guys, I love you all, and I hope you all have a good morning. Glad I can make you chuckle a little bit.
Thank you, Chad. We appreciate that. Thank you. Don't do it again.
All right.
We appreciate you, Chad. Thank you very much. That was Chad. Awesome sauce. Very good. I love those kind of calls. See, that's a morning show.
There you go. That's the morning.
Yeah. Have you people ever seen like Bob and Tom? They've got like they have normal people who talk. I could be the Bob and the Tom and the Chick McGee, and you could be the Christy Lee. And
whoever that is. Right,
exactly. See, and then they have callers who occasionally call in and they do funny things. Comedians usually call in. You know, yeah. Sweet. It was Donnie Baker. I swear to God, there was. He was fantastic. He died. The comedian died. Anyway. So, I know. But that's the whole.
Have to start calling people.
Yeah. See,
you'll have to start calling and pranking people.
Yes, Father Flanagan, trying to sell some of my products. That's a great idea.
There you go.
That's right. Have you tried Father Flanagan's line of foreskin restoration kits? at home force thin restoration kits.
I wonder if we get any takers.
I don't know. Well, there's still the whole thing. I got a friend who just is desperate for me to start selling the soul swords. I've talked about the soul swords before. It's probably been a very long time. And one of these days, now that we've got the AI, not that I necessarily, I have an ambivalent love and hate for the AI. I think it's got some really cool things. I say, I'm just fucking stupid. Oh my God. Anyway, if you've worked with AI, if you know AI, you love AI, you hate AI. Anyway, so I thought about using it to help me with the soul swords.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. Maybe one of these days. Coffee Town Atheist says, I enjoy watching you guys while waiting for work to start my new morning show. Well, thank you very much. And again, that's kind of part of the whole deal. A lot of the people who watch the show watch it because it's lighthearted and they want to get away from all this stuff. So that's why I've been torn on this thing. You asked Miss Ryan. I've been going on about myself for quite a while. Thank you, Chad, for the call, though. I appreciate the new viewers. We've had so many new viewers over the past couple of months. All these new faces. Some of them are friendly. Some of them are faux-y. Is faux-y a word? But you know what I mean, right?
It is now.
Yeah, it is now. It is. It's a word. I can make words up. Then we've got like friends and people who are less than friends. So if you're like less than, there'd be friends over here, less than friends. And that would be them. And sometimes we get them. And really, I started to write it down. Because at first I thought he was being serious when he said the tree. When I look at the trees, and I was like, you know what? I haven't actually looked at that apologetic yet. Let me write that down. And then I realized, oh, he's just playing. But I still need to write that down. That's still an apologetic that I'm almost certainly going to hear somewhere along the way. Somebody's going to go, well, there's the tree. Only God can make a tree. I don't know.
Right, I know. I honestly just think that comes from such a small point of view.
Right.
They don't realize just how insignificant we are. In this vast universe.
Vast. Oh, it's so vast. And that's the thing. Like the guy we were watching yesterday, and I've said it on the show about the entropy, and like he was. I have an idea of what I believe entropy is. It's like the universe going from a high energy organized state to basically everything just over trillions of years, spreading it out to where, and you can go find out, but the whole high energy state and all that business, I thought, what does it matter? I mean, okay, so scientists say that maybe at the beginning there was a low energy state, that became a high energy state, that became, what does any of that prove you're God so much that you're going to sit there in a chat and yell at somebody about it? Even whenever they finally went, okay, yeah, I guess at some point it did have to be a higher energy state and come down. He went from, oh, well, you've now acquiesced to my argument. You've heard me go, I'm not going to agree to that because then you're going to, but anyway, but then that's not what they agreed to. They agreed that, oh, yeah, surely it came from, they could have gotten higher to a lower, but that's not where it started. They didn't make the claim that it started there. That's not the start of the universe. And that was what he was going on about. And I was like, man. And even
I don't know.
But you've won me. Let's play this game. You've won me. I am now convinced. There could not be a first movement without a prime mover. There could not be a first existence without a first exister. All that. I am convinced. Now, convince me that's the God of the Bible somehow. That's a whole other step.
It truly is, but they do not get that. They will not accept that.
Right. Yeah.
It's like a boundary they cannot cross. It is too uncomfortable for them. This is their God. He made them. That's how they identify. And if their God didn't make them, I don't know. I guess life is pointless or something.
Right. And so then, all right, let's give them that other one. Can we give them another step? I'll give them another step. Okay. The universe had to have a prime mover to kick everything off. Okay. That prime mover is the God of Abraham of the Bible. Okay, I'll give you that one now. Prove that that's the specific version of Christianity that you're talking about. It's, you know what I mean? That's another hair to split. It goes all the way down to where, well, you don't know. Maybe the God that you've convinced me exists and that is actually from the Bible is actually the God of the Orthodox Christians. Eastern Orthodox, to be specific. And all the rest of you are fucked and burn in hell forever.
Yeah, that specific one, just that one.
That's exactly the one, you know. Of course, you've got those some Christians. Those other Christians are like, well, just take Jesus into your heart. Okay.
And
Done.
into your ass.
And done. Doesn't that like that's like a artery blocking situation? Oh, I think we had a call. Do we have a call?
Yeah. He's very fatty.
He is very fatty. We have a new subscriber, a new victim. Rev 203 UCC. Welcome to the damnation. Thank you for joining us. And thank you again, Chad, for that. The super chat and for calling in. That's right. Well, we also got Collapsalism and Kermit the Frog, Peterson. Kermit Peterson the Frog, cousin of, you know what I mean. Anyway, he's supposed to call back and give us his second proof for the existence of God. I know. I watched a deal about the 5 Aquinas proofs of existence that we had encountered recently this morning, and it was by Hank Green. He was doing the video, and he essentially did the first proofs all at once because they're all essentially the same, and they're all based on if this, then God, and you presume God at the very beginning, and then you fit everything else into beginning. It's all just like then God, then just God. Yeah, it's all. And he had the one I was watching.
God, guys.
That's right. God's chasing his tail. It's like a snake eating itself. And then, you know, he had a separate video for the 5th argument because it was something else completely different from the 4th arguments. And I was just watching that one whenever, you know, I had to come do the show. So I didn't get to. So I'm learning and watching. I'm studying. I am growing as a person, both horizontally and intellectually.
Oh,
I know.
both ways.
Right.
Always. Inside and outside.
That's right. All right. I tell you what, let's take a break. We did the goat candles. Ooh, should we do the foreskin restoration kit? Conspirowin, the pup. We haven't seen the pup in a while. What do you guys want?
What you want?
What you want? Tell me what you want.
Tell us what you want. I know you want to zig a zigar.
They do.
Put it in the comments. And don't forget to hit the like, you guys.
They should. That's what they should do. And share and all that business. Oh, we got a bill. One vote for Bill, one vote for. Oh, wow, you guys are awesome. I tell you what, let's do this. Willie Wigglestick. You want the long one, John, or the short? You want the one with the dog? You want the? I know.
Do you like it long or short, John?
You like it long. Everybody likes the one with the dog. And how many of them don't even watch or listen to my monologue at all? They're like, look at that cute little dog back there on that. Oh, he moved the dog off the side. John's like, dog. All right, we will. New here, liked and sub. Thank you, Ice Tamer, very much. Hang out though. You won't like us soon. We'll be back in just a minute. So, Wild Bill 2. Hello, and welcome to Shakespeare with a Redneck. Finally, I'm Wild Bill Wigglestick, and this is my trusty sidekick, Willie the Kid. And we'll be your handsome hosts, your gilded guide, your cowboys, concierges to Shakespeare. Oh, how cute. Wait, is that at 2, Ollie? Run along, little doggy. Bill, where the hell have you been? Well, you know, I've been roaming the earth, going back and forth upon it, to and fro and whatnot. I like to travel too. Wait a second. Yep, back and forth upon earth, doing unto others before they do unto me. Bill, are you quoting the Bible? Trying to quote the Bible? Indeed I am. Despite my appearance, I am a man of culture and know many things, not just Shakespeare. Really? So you have a Shakespeare monologue related to atheism or skepticism? Indeed I do. Bear witness. Oh, this is going to be good. This is the excellent foppery of the world, that when we are sick in fortune, often the product of our own behavior, we make guilty of our disasters the sun, the moon, and stars, as if we were villains on necessity, fools by heavenly compulsion, knaves, thieves, and treacherous by spherical predominance, drunkards liars and adulterers by an enforced obedience of planetary influence. And all that we are evil in by a divine thrusting on. An admirable evasion of whoremaster man to lay his goatish disposition to the charge of a star. My father compounded with my mother under the dragon's tail, and my nativity was under Ursa Major, so that it follows I am rough and lecherous. I should have been that I am had the maidenliest star in the firmament twinkled on my bastardizing. Wow, that really is spot on about what we cover here on the channel, about how, people. So here's a quick rundown of the situation. Bill, this non-believer, ignores the teachings of his learned father and ends up getting 4 people killed. Bill, that's not... Okay, carry on. Shakespeare was a heathenistic non-believer bound for the fiery pits of hell, just like yourselves. I don't think. And in order to throw the murderous church of the time off his heathen trail, he writes the skeptic as a sneaking, lying, adulterated father and brother, hating and betraying villain who ends up getting his comeuppance in the end. Bill, oh, come on, man. You're always blah, blah, Bible stuff, blah, blah, boring. You got to spice things up. Bill, tacos are spicy. Everybody loves tacos. Bill, tacos and boobies. Okay, you're not wrong there either. Tasty and delicious culture, baby, coming at you. Avoid the storm of familial discontent. Blow winds and clap your cheeks by clicking that subscribe button and hitting that. Wait a second. Don't you mean crack your cheeks? Nope. Bill. Send safely, my friends. Take care.
Peace.
And here we are. We're back. Hopefully everybody can hear us okay. Awesome sauce. Everybody loves Ollie. Maybe for the end of the show. Now, other people requested other things, and I like and respect you all. Sean Bum said, ask for the pup. Now, the pup I will play at our next break. How's that? And then Secular Feelinist asked for Halo. Secular Feelinist, I will end the show with the Halo. Okay. Awesome sauce. Because you guys are fantastic. I'll let you guys work that out with Miss Piggy. Giles says, I hope he sings Rainbow Connection. Somebody suggested they like the idea of me actually. Oh, is that John? John said I should audition as Bill for the plays. The wife has suggested the same thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just show up as Bill and audition. Why not, right? I mean, on podcast. Why not? Better Than Ember says, I'm still curious. How did you train Ollie to talk there? It's been a long process, but Ollie's a very studious dog. He studies a lot, works hard.
Communicator.
He is. He works on his enunciation constantly. It's all about enunciation. Mouthfeel.
Maybe he can help me.
Maybe.
Because I've been struggling with that. Sometimes I don't know. I'm not really good with my the
and the I do. Je comprends.
Yeah, maybe you can help me with that.
We'll see. We have a caller over here, Miss Ryan. It's Ferron. And Ferron wants to know, how is the Islamic God insane? Let me bring up Ferron.
Insane in the membrane.
Insane in the brain. They're all too young to understand that. Good morning, Ferron.
That's a good song.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. What about you?
Pretty good so far. You wanted to talk about the Islamic God and insanity. Is that right?
Yeah, topic was about Christian God, but I thought, why not?
Right.
Why not discuss about Islamic God?
That is fair. And the reason why I say that's a fair question is because they're the same God. And all the arguments that I use to make the claim that the Christian God is insane come from the Old Testament, which is the first book in the 3-book series. God versus Humanity 1, God versus Humanity 2, and God versus Humanity 3, which you would probably call the Quran. So, so you're right. If you look at the examples in the Old Testament, they give us a God that is angry, fitful, lies, is wrong, just all kinds of crazy, clearly not right in the head. So what do you think though, separately? I'm curious, Ferron, since I've got you. Let's pretend the Old Testament is corrupt. Let's pretend it's corrupt. What do you think about it? About how crazy that God is in the Old Testament?
About Old Testament? Are you talking about Old Testament?
Yes.
Okay. So, you mean which incident are you talking about specifically?
Well, do you want to talk about... Well, there's lots of them. There's the one where he orders his people to kill people. He orders his follower, Abraham, to kill his own son and then tells him to not kill his son. There are times whenever he does all... What's that? Yeah, there's lots of different...
Oh, I'm sorry. It's called the Agadah. Sorry.
Yeah, so there's several different things. But really, that's kind of the thing. How do you separate the God of the Old Testament from the God of the Quran?
Yeah. So in Old Testament, I think God ordered, Prophet Moses to kill Amalekites and even their children. I think in Islam, you are not allowed to kill children, women, old, and priest in the war. So I think I reject that part from the Old Testament. So this is the difference between, I think, Islam and...
That's a good one. Christianity can say the same thing. Yeah, I agree. Christianity can say the same thing. They separate themselves from that part of the Old Testament all the time. Go ahead.
Yeah, but nowhere in the Quran, in the war, God has allowed Muslims to kill children, women, and old. I mean, they were taken as slaves, and combatant men, I think they were given punishment, but it doesn't allow to kill women, children, and old. They are kept as slaves, and I think they are given treatment according to their whatever the condition that was.
And that sounds sane to you?
Yeah, I mean, that is the difference between the...
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. That is a difference. But I don't know. I don't know really. Part of that, my friend, and I want to say I'm grateful that I have you on the phone. I don't really know that I can't say that the Quran doesn't command. Either the Quran doesn't command or Muhammad doesn't lead by example in the killing of women and children. I don't know enough about either one of them to say that. I don't know enough about those religions, those books, or his history. And one of the things, and this is why I say I'm grateful for you being here, is because I've recently come to the realization that there is a very high likelihood that most of my life I've believed things about Islam and Muslims that were intentionally untrue to mislead me about the religion. I know that sounds weird, but does that make any sense?
Hello?
Hello. Did I lose you? Did that make any sense?
Hello? Okay. Can you... Okay. Say again. I didn't get it.
Okay. Really, what I was trying to say was normally at this point in the conversation, you've spoken to me many times, and normally in this point in the conversation, I would start talking to you about how Muhammad did this and how he did this. What about the time that Muhammad killed a man just so he could have his wife? What about the time Muhammad did this? But I've learned, Ferron, that I don't know if those things are true or not. They may or may not be true. I don't really know. And I could be falling for some misinformation that I have learned about Islam that has tried to teach me that the people are worse than they really are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it is not true that Prophet Muhammad killed anyone to get his wife. I don't think there is any incident in his life. Maybe you got information from anti-Islamic website or something like this. But if we read his life from authentic sources, we don't find anything, immoral. or something like. Which goes against humanity.
Right. Part of the thing is that, you and I see a difference in what is moral. In your eyes, anything that Allah says is moral. No matter what it is, right? So we don't,
But there's a reason behind it. I can't say it is immoral and I can't provide any reason to you. We have reasons behind that ruling of the God.
Yeah. Well, okay, here's what I can say. Because again, I've conceded that I don't know enough about your religion and your holy text and your prophet in order to ascertain, to speak to them directly. I need to learn. As I have spoken about here on the show, I am currently learning about Christian apologetics, meaning I am actively studying it. When I'm not doing this, I'm watching. And someday I will get to the Muslim apologetics, but I have not. However, in my studies, I do know that whether you like it or not, you worship the God of the Old Testament. And that's where I derive the argument that...
No. Okay. No, I wouldn't say the God of the Old Testament. I would say God of the Torah, original Torah, which was given to the prophet Moses.
Okay,
because we believe that Old Testament was combined.
You're right.
Is it breaking on you too?
It is breaking up on me. I think he's trying to say... Yeah. Hey, here's the deal. You're breaking up, Ferron, but I think what you're trying to say, the point is that even if you're talking about the Torah, it's the same God. Yeah. It's the same God as the first Bible of the Old Testament. It's the same God who commanded a lot of ugly things. I'm sorry, I'm losing them.
No, but God in the...
Oh, there you are.
Hello. Am I clear now?
Yeah, you're clear now. Sorry. Yes, okay. I hear you now.
So, I was saying that in the Holy Quran, God has rectified all the mistakes, mistakes which were attributed to the God in the Old Testament.
Yeah, that sounds...
For example, you talked about the killing of the Amalekites, even little babies, donkeys, and all those things. And also in Old Testament, Prophet Lot, or what in English, how we pronounce it. So he slept with his own daughters, and in Holy Quran, God rectified that mistake. That it was not that Prophet Lot didn't sleep with his daughters. That is a false story attributed to him. And there are many things that Prophet David, I think he killed his companions or friends to get his wife. I think that is also a false story written in the Old Testament. So there are many false stories and false things which are written about the prophet in the Old Testament. Okay. And Holy Quran say that prophets are the representatives of the God on the earth, and they are not supposed to do this, and they can't do this. So these were all the false stories attributed to the prophet in the Old Testament.
Gotcha. I got you. All right. So your book says that the God of the Old Testament, anything it doesn't like about the Old Testament, which is ugly, it says is wrong. I would say that is false. It's all false. And because that's the Old Testament is corrupt, but the Old Testament is the original. It's the first. We have the oldest of text from the Old Testament, right? The Dead Sea Scrolls, I believe, are some of the oldest text. Yeah, and and the Quran has only been around 700 years after Christ before the Quran come around. And at the end of the New Testament, at the end of the Bible, the New Testament, it says, don't believe other people who add to this book. The Quran is an addition to the book. It literally warns you about the Quran. Do not believe anything else that comes from this. But the Quran says, oh, the Old Testament is corrupt. Don't believe the Old Testament. You see how that's a big circular kind of thing there? The Old Testament's older.
So we can verify it. No, we can verify it. Huh? Because we know the Old Testament was written much later after the prophet Moses.
No, it was not.
Sure that is not. It is not the original revelation. And same thing about the Bible. The same thing about the New Testament.
No,
we know very well that the New Testament was compiled after 40 years, or I think 150 years.
Okay,
after Jesus.
I get that. Yeah. I think he's talking about how his prophet actually literally wrote it himself. is probably what he's talking about. These other people, they got it later and they weren't there. Moses, but with Muhammad, he was really there and wrote it himself.
So he's like a Paul. He received the information directly from the source, so you can trust
New Testament books. In the New Testament book, we know that the other, half of the New Testament is full of letters of Paul. And then we have a revelation from, which is a dream of John.
Allegedly, yes.
That is a dream. And Paul never met Jesus in his real life. He wasn't disciple, nor was he eyewitness.
But neither did Muhammad. Muhammad did not meet God. Muhammad met allegedly everything Muhammad got. He got through dreams, through hallucinations, through he never met anybody either. Allegedly, he met Gabriel. Now, with the Old Testament, you have dozens of people telling kind of the same story over hundreds of years. But with the Quran, you're taking the word of one man. And if that one man is corrupt or that one man is lying, but there's no evidence to back up anything he says. But this other book's got a lot. Even though I disagree with a lot of it, right? It does kind of tell the same story. And it, even at the end, tells you it's God, the uncorruptible creature that created everything, says, don't add to this book. And the Quran is an addition to the book. So anything the Quran says is corrupted and is a lie.
In Islam, we believe the revelation given to the prophet. We don't care about what the people say after the prophet was gone. We don't really care about that.
But do you hear how you just kind of wiggle around every little argument? Oh, the prophet this, the prophet. Well, man, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's not the original text. It's not the first text. It's not the oldest text. The only thing that Muhammad's text says is it's the text. Don't believe any other text. That's it. It says all the other text is corrupt, so don't listen to it, because guess what? The other text says it's corrupt too. But you don't seem to care about that. You do like the prophecies or the scriptures from the Old Testament. You love what'd you call him? The prophet Moses? He's a prophet. Moses is a prophet. You consider him a prophet because you like that part of the Old Testament. But you don't like the part of the Old Testament where, you even apologize for God killing off the Amalekites, even to the last child. That isn't the only atrocity, by the way. There are hundreds of atrocities that this God creature does throughout the Old Testament. That's not the only one. And why did he have to kill them all? Why couldn't he just blink them mercifully out of existence? Why couldn't he change their heart? There's so many different things, man, but that text is 1,000 years older than yours. 1,000 years older than the text of Muhammad. Muhammad did not get it himself from God. He got it from an illusion from in his head, just like Paul.
Yeah, that is your opinion. No? Now we have to, this is a different topic. I have to prove that Quran is definitely from the God. That is a different topic. So, no, you were talking about the atrocities and the cruelties, what you say.
Listen, if you call and ask me about the atrocities of the God of Muhammad, and I give you those atrocities, and then you go, oh, well, that book isn't valid. Well, what are we talking about?
Yeah, but I am talking about Islam. We don't believe that that is the original revelation. If you show me from any injustice or cruelties in the Holy Quran,
it doesn't matter, brother. The Holy Quran is corrupt. If we're going to play this game, the Holy Quran is corrupt. It doesn't matter. You can't take if I can't use the Old Testament to prove that your God is crazy. You can't use the Quran to say it's not. And even if you did, man, we could kind of go there. But I don't know enough about Islam, and I've already admitted that. But listen, you can't deny the Old Testament.
About Islam and not about Holy Quran. Yeah. So I think you're not in a position to question about it.
Why did you ask me? See, that's the whole point. I already said that I wasn't in a position to ask that. I told you the God we were talking about, and you said you don't. So what are we even talking about? I don't know enough about your God. You want me to go talk about Muhammad again? We can talk about Muhammad. All I know about Muhammad is he married a 6-year-old girl. He had sex with her whenever she was 9. We have the hadith, which talks about how she used to scrape the semen out of the inside of his clothes. We could also talk about how Muhammad personally beheaded between 600 and 900 people who were unarmed, captive prisoners. That's not counting all the other atrocities that he did. Do you want to go there?
No.
No, I didn't think so.
No, they were given. But do you know the context behind why
it doesn't matter.
The Jews were killed?
It doesn't matter.
They had broken the peace treaty, and that is why they were given the punishment according even to their own Torah law, and they accepted that punishment. No, they had broken the peace treaty. Prophet Muhammad didn't just kill them for fun or out of hatred.
That's the whole thing. You're going to justify what Prophet Muhammad did because they broke a treaty.
I'm not justifying. I'm talking from the history. We have the biography of the
no, you don't.
We have the.
But then you're also justifying. You're saying the reason why it was okay that Muhammad did this is because they broke a treaty. It's okay to murder 600 people because the leader of that people broke a treaty. Murder, cut their heads off in public with their hands tied behind their back. Muhammad personally did 600 to 900 of them until his fucking arm got tired. You can't say that about Jesus.
No. He didn't personally kill him. He ordered his companions to give them punishment. And in the peace treaty, it was already stated that if any party broke the peace treaty, there could be a consequences. So if Muslims had broken the peace treaty, they would have met the same fate.
Would that make that same fate okay? Even if you're telling the truth and you're correct. No. Would that make the same fate okay?
And you are saying as if Jews were very peaceful. They were trying to kill Muslims.
No.
Can't you understand this simple thing?
No,
they were trying to kill Muslims with the help of pagans. That is why they broken the peace treaty and they wanted to attack Muslims from both sides, pagan and Jews.
I did not say the Jews were peaceful.
Context. You have to read the whole history behind it.
I did not say the Jews were peaceful. Me and you can agree on that. They probably weren't. Yeah. But Muhammad's got the whole convert or die. And you can't deny that. He did that. Muhammad did that throughout Mecca, throughout Medina. They started in Medina, then they killed and slaughtered all the way to Mecca. And you can claim that other people were doing bad, and they were harmful, and they were wicked, and they were sinful. But Muhammad was a warlord. He was literally going around and murdering people who did not listen to him and who did. I mean, again, you'd like to deny the story where he killed a man so he could have his wife.
No, that is not true. And warlord and warrior is different. It means different things. Warlord is someone who is a robber and thief and dacoit and who steals
land
belonging.
He robs. He goes in and kills them all and takes their land.
He was a warrior. He fought many battles when they attacked the Muslims in the self-defense.
Nope.
That is a different thing.
Nope.
Yeah.
You need to go learn about your own history, about religion, about what Muhammad did. I wrote a book fucking 15 years ago, and it was talking about the aggression of Muhammad. I didn't even know what the fuck I was talking about. I should not have been writing about that.
I think you must have read from the anti-Islamic sources.
Well,
why don't you read the Neil Sector, the biography of Prophet Muhammad?
Why? Because the Quran is corrupt, brother. You're not listening. The same reason why you say the Old Testament is corrupt. Actually, we have more reason to say the Quran is corrupt than we do to say the Old Testament is corrupt. But you called to ask me why the God of Quran is crazy, is insane. I told you I don't know enough about the Quran, but you insist on trying to talk about it. I can't talk about the God of the Old Testament because you deny all of that except for the parts that you like. So there's nothing to talk about. Now you're going to talk about the Quran and how I need it.
Did I say all the things in the Old Testament are false?
No, you did not.
It is not an original revelation, but as
you're going to listen to me. I did not say I said everything in the Old Testament is bad. I say you said the things in the Old Testament you don't like are bad. You do that. That's the whole thing. You like the prophet Moses. You call him the prophet Moses. But anything you don't like, the Quran is corrupt. Or you have somehow claim that Muhammad explained it away in the Quran, but the Quran is corrupt because it literally says this is the final word of God at the end of the New Testament. Do not add to, and you add to it. So if you can completely complain some of whatever you don't like of the Old Testament is not valid because some reason, I can say the Quran is corrupt because it literally says at the end of the New Testament, here's a reason. You don't actually have a reason why you don't like the Quran, the Old Testament. The only reason why you say these things are corrupt is because your modern sensibilities say, oh my God, it's horrific what that creature did then. Oh, so that's not my God. So. Hello, I unmuted you. Were you talking the whole time?
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Just nod if you can hear me. Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I mean, listen, if you can deny the entire Old Testament, or at least the parts you don't like, there's no reason other than your book that your guy made up to make his religion the best religion that says the other religions are fake. Outside of that, you have no reason to claim that yours is better or more corrupt. Except, however, the Old Testament, we literally have the Dead Sea Scrolls from different people from 1,000 years before your religion. And the end of the New Testament book, the end of the New Testament book says to not create any more religion. So your entire Quran is invalid. So if you can discard any part of the Old Testament, I can discard your entire Quran.
But in the Old Testament, there is I think there is no word like that. No.
Damn it. Just as he got to his point, it started cracking up. Say that again, brother. Say it again.
I'm saying that, can you show me any word from the Old Testament that it says that it is the final word of God and there would be no prophet after him?
The New Testament says that.
Yeah. Because they are the prophecies of I think, Jesus coming back as a Messiah. So how can you say that no prophet would be coming after Moses? Because there are many prophecies in the Old Testament, and Christians use that prophecies and add it to the New Testament to justify the coming of the Jesus and Messiah.
Yeah, see, just like that, they like the Old Testament whenever it verifies, or what they think verifies, their prophet Jesus. But the parts they don't like, they say, oh, that's not good. That's the Old Testament. That's the Old Covenant.
What's the qualification for that?
Yeah, but there are certain prophecies. I mean, you can't deny them, right? There are certain prophecies of the future that indicate to the coming of.
You cannot. Wait. As far as the prophet,
that the Old Testament is the final word of God.
The Old Testament. Hold on a second. First of all, I never said the Old Testament was the final word of God. I did not say that. It's the New Testament claims to be the final word of God. Revelation 22:18, for I testify unto every man that heareth the word of the prophecy of this book. If any man shall add unto these things, God shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book. And if any man shall take away from the words of the book of the prophecy, God shall take away his part out of the book of life. Revelations 22:18, 19. A part of the book you don't like. Now, Jesus was a prophet. Oh, Jesus, blessings be upon him, because Jesus is a prophet, but you don't like the fact that that's fucking Jesus talking in Revelations. But you don't like that. Or even from Revelation.
But you know who wrote Revelation? It is not Jesus. It was the Paul who wrote Revelation. Yeah. And we know Paul wasn't the disciple or the eyewitness. If Jesus had said that,
Muhammad had no eyewitnesses. Muhammad had no eyewitnesses. Muhammad did not see anything. He never spoke to God. He has no people verify that Muhammad spoke to God. That outside of Muhammad's possible people, what is it? He didn't even talk to God. He talked to Gabriel. Wasn't it allegedly the spirit Gabriel that gave this revelations to Muhammad? But it doesn't matter because you're ignoring. See, listen, brother, you're ignoring Revelation 22:18, 19. If 22:18, 19 is true, it says that Muhammad is a liar, and of course he's going to deny this stuff. Of course he's going to tell you that the Old Testament is not true, that the New Testament is not true, that Jesus is not the true prophet. Because that book said he's going to be coming.
Why would I care about the Paul?
What?
Why would I care about the Paul?
The Paul?
Yeah, Paul wrote the Revelations. Do you know?
Well, listen, man, we keep stumbling over this.
Yeah.
Paul never met Jesus. Did you know that?
Yeah. Paul wrote the Revelation book. Yeah.
Yeah. It all came to him in his head. He had a revelation. Just like you claim Muhammad have a revelation. How is it any different? You're not seeing how they're different. Muhammad claimed to have a revelation from God. How is it any different than Paul?
But no.
How is it any different than
Jesus
Paul?
had said this. Hello.
Hello.
If Jesus had said this, that this is the final gospel, the word of God, no prophet would come after me, then I would happily admit that, Jesus was right and Prophet Muhammad was wrong. But Jesus never said this. Jesus said, I think in one of his prophecies, that their father will send a spirit who
I'm listening, man. Here's the whole deal of it is you selectively you're going to find whatever reason to deny Revelation 22:18. It doesn't matter. You're going to deny it because what your entire book is false because of that one scripture. Now, whether it was John, whether it was Paul, whether it was John writing the name in the Paul, whether it was Paul writing the name, I don't know, but it ended up in the book of God. And in the book of God, it says, don't add to this book. And your book does exactly that. It does exactly what Revelation 22:18-19 says, don't do. But your book says this book is corrupt.
Yeah. But I can show you from the New Testament where Jesus is speaking that Heavenly Father of God will send another prophet who will not speak on his own.
Jesus was talking about himself.
He will glorify Jesus. I can give you words from the New Testament right now.
But that doesn't matter because you don't take those words are corrupt. If I can't use the Old Testament, if I can't use the New Testament, you can't use them either. Just because you like certain things, all right, man, I'm done. I am weary of this conversation. Goodness gracious. Thank you for calling, Ferron. I'm going to run a commercial, go top off my coffee, and I'm going to consider the things I've done in my life choices and what led me to this point to where I'm sitting here arguing with people on the phone.
Thank you for taking it.
Thank you for talking to me. We'll talk to you next time, Ferron. I mean, I need to. Oh, my head hurts. Oh, I promised something. The pup. It was the pup, right? The pup. Was it the pup? And then at the last, it was the pup. Let's do the pup. Boop.
Flanagan!
Yes, sir. Very disturbing, I know.
Fetch me Father Flanagan.
Your Highness.
You are in the presence of His Holiness, the Puppius Maximus, guardian of the sacred fire hydrant, defender of the holy tennis ball, and eater of the golden kibble, Pup Oliver Poopsalop the Fifth.
I guess we're back. Here I am sitting here going, but I guess that commercial's really short. So I'm glad I wasn't picking my nose. Ice Tamer says, I don't understand the bit. You don't get the bit where, well, you kind of got to know about Father Flanagan. Some people don't get the Father Flanagan's condom part about how the condom, they don't get the joke. Sometimes, it just kind of happens. Let's see here. We've got some comments. We do have a lot of interesting comments. Stoho is in the chat, says, dude was hooting and hollering. Was that me? I'm a hooter, hollerer. The Tamer, the Ice Tamer, cool name, I think, by the way. Wretched Man 2.0. He loves you, says Wretched Man 2. Why are you wretched? I'm just curious about that. Is that like one of those God is great and I am shit kind of things? Is that why it's wretched? I'm just curious. Wretched Man 2.0 says, I've murdered, done drugs, betrayed family, and he still loves me. I'm not pushing Jesus for anybody except for your soul's sake. So take it or leave it. Remember that guy who was calling the other day? He's like, how do these people, if they don't have God and they don't have Jesus, how do they answer for these things? See, I knew something was wrong with the commercial. It popped us back weird. Sorry. So the guy, you see what I'm saying? Sorry.
Yeah.
My shit is breaking here.
Whoops.
Yes. Sorry, guys. Yeah. The caller definitely used words. He did use words. They were words. I've murdered. I've done drugs. Says wretched man. Betrayed family. He still loves me. I'm not pushing Jesus for anybody except for the soul today. We were talking about, again, on the call the other day about people, how, if there's no God, then all these people can do horrific things and live a good life, and then after they die, they just get away with it. And I'm with the call. I'm like, yeah, that sucks, doesn't it? That's why we got to get them now during their life. He's like, no, that's why there needs to be in hell, and that's why I believe in God, because these people need punishment. They're blah 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 blah. But wait a second. What if this person lived their entire life hating and sinning and blaspheming and doing all those horrible things, and then at the very end accepted Jesus Christ as his Lord and Savior at the end of his life, and then he goes to heaven? All he has to do is accept Jesus Christ as his Lord and Savior. So where's the balance in that all of a sudden? Where is the punishment that was so heartily cried out for these people who must suffer?
The retribution.
That's right. I don't know why my vertical stream does not look right. I'll fix that, guys, or I'll beat it like a dirty rug. Yeah, and there's a lot of things about Jesus. Before Jesus, there's no references to hell. So Jesus actually brought hell with him. And I figured it out. I've been trying to remember, Ryan. I forgot what it was. I knew there were two differences. The new covenant is two things. The old covenant is you agree to give part of your penis to the Lord to say you're them, and then you sacrifice animals whenever you've sinned. That was kind of the covenant. The new covenant is that you no longer have to give up your penis flesh, and you don't have to sacrifice animals anymore. Those are the two things that changed with the sacrifice of Jesus Christ. You don't have to sacrifice animals anymore. Yeah, so there's that. Who are you to
Made it easy.
Made it easy. That's right. So yeah, just keep your penis flesh. And then I always wondered about, but what about the women? That's kind of why, like the show we talk about, maybe I could if I could get those two females that I'd like to be on the first show, maybe I could get them to talk about that. Is women don't have a foreskin. So is there no covenant between women and God? How does that work?
Well, they're property, so I guess therefore, maybe as long as Hubs is cool, you're cool.
Maybe it's more like maybe there's a brand, you get branded since they're property. Yeah. The whole property thing really doesn't make it sound better. Please don't say females. You sound like an incel. Yeah, I'll say females, but not. I agree with you. I think I understand. My deal in females is my relationship with the word females is older than incels, and Ryan knows. Ryan gets it, female, but I do get you. I'm not trying to insult anybody though. That's kind of the point. Is it? Let me say it however you say it. Women. Okay, so I guess it's just the way it sounds because females is some word that the incels have taken, so that makes it bad. Okay, anyway, women did not have foreskins. That's the point. I'm not trying to start a conversation about all that other shit. I'm trying to start, women did not have foreskins. Women, females, persons of a non-masculine gender did not have foreskins. So did they or did they not have a covenant with God? That's the question. How did they prove their covenant with God? That's the question I must kind of randomly answering. Shrimpish. What's that?
I just said ownership.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Cardiac Kid 81. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. They are saved through marriage according to the scripture. Again, property, right? Yeah. Remember, ladies, your love for your husband is a punishment for sin, for Eve's weakness. It's in the scripture. Eve's punishment is to bleed and the love of her husband. Isn't that sweet? Let me go find that scripture.
Yep, God punished them, kicked them out of the garden. That, you know what? You're going to have to suffer because I'm really, really mad that I didn't make you better. So I want you to suffer for my inconsistency, my incompetence, my just bad parenting. Yeah, I think I need to punish you as a kid.
That's right. Here it is. Genesis 3:16. God says, unto the woman, he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. These are all punishments of her sin, is her love for her husband. What a loving, peaceful, merciful God that is. What was Cain's sin for murdering his brother in the name of God? Bleeding forever out his asshole, huh? Yeah, that's what it was. Bleeding forever out his asshole. Oh, no, he's actually rewarded with long life and children and a wife and a city. And that's a hell of a punishment. # punished. I don't know what I will tell you, Mr. Wretched Man. We appreciate you being in our chat. If you're just going to literally just drop and preach to people, my mods will kick you. Just random preach. I mean, bear an argument. Pretend like you're having a conversation with people. Don't just.
Are they in the vertical?
Yep. Yeah.
I see.
Yep. Yeah, so that's kind of the deal. But the whole deal we're talking about is the crazy God of the Old Testament. What happens, wretched man? Jesus is waiting for us, but what if we don't acquiesce? What if we deny Jesus? What happens to us then? We get fed to the evil God monster of the Old Testament. And that's what happens. I'm preaching to you too, so open your ears and your heart, old man. Right? I get you. Are you opening your all you're saying is Jesus loves me. That's it, dude. That's all you've said. Jesus loves you. That's it. You said nothing of consequence. I've given you scripture that vilifies your God, and your God literally putting Jesus down, or women down, putting their love for God. And you got nothing, man. And this is just one tiny, tiny little argument. You got nothing. He loves me.
He loves me too.
And he's so proven it. So proven it. All those Christians throughout history who have died going, Jesus loves me. All those Christians who thought Jesus was going to protect him during the COVID. Jesus can protect me, but they didn't. It didn't. They died. Jesus was a liar and a fraud, says Mr. Peabody. I think Mr. Peabody's onto something. Did you see, Ryan, how I'm growing as a person, how I've calmed down? I did not go Daffy Duck on Wretched Man and tell him about how Jesus wasn't actually sacrificed and that he was executed by the Romans and it wasn't a sacrifice. We could go into the whole it wasn't a sacrifice. Let's not do that because we don't have time. But then we could also go into the, well, was it really a sacrifice if you got it all back? Was it really a sacrifice if you knew you were going to get it back and it would be better? So it's like this. I've got this pile of gold and this is my life. But I know that if I give Ryan this gold here as part of alimony, child support, if I give Ryan this gold, if I know ahead of time that in 3 days she's going to give me 1,000 times that much gold back, is it a sacrifice? That's interesting.
I don't know. That sounds like an investment.
Yeah. And also, he was supposed to sit in place. It does sound like an investment that we don't get, right? We don't. But yeah, I mean, and also, if he was supposed to suffer for my sins, my punishment was an eternity in hell. Shouldn't he still be in hell forever by himself alone, suffering for everybody's sins? No, 3 days, done. It's like a bad vacation. He didn't even need sunblock while he was in hell. Got like a B&B down there or some shit. We've
It's
had
just cozy.
Yeah, I mean, you could say Alex Peretti gave more than Jesus because his gift was permanent.
Yeah, man.
You know, so many people. Yeah, so many people who am I all knowing? Yeah, I am all knowing. In fact, prove I'm not. Prove I'm not. Anything I don't know, my brother knows, and he ain't here. So if Jesus was God, he is then the same POSFF in the Old Testament. That's right. And that's a whole other argument about, listen, man, if Jesus is God, then Jesus killed babies. Jesus drowned millions of children. Jesus called the plagues. Jesus personally killed all the firstborn of Egypt. Jesus did that if he's the God of the Old Testament. If he ain't God of the same creature, the merciful lamb. I don't think these people really think this through. I think really, shut up, Chris. These people are programmed to not think it through. Now he's like, forgive them, Lord.
Wow, I didn't know you could control God like that. That's cool. I thought you weren't supposed to tempt God, but here you are telling him
what to do,
to forgive and what to do.
And he's pretty
cool.
That's cool. And he's going to change his entire plans for all over the world because this person asked. And also, let me ask you, my friend, just to prove a point about the hideousness and heinous nature of your God, why are you asking God to forgive us? And what happens to us if it doesn't? Think about that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to read our super chats. We only got a couple today, which is all right. Oh, well, they were wonderful ones. Lancelot said, careful, Ryan. Chris referred to you as it. Or was that yesterday? That was 2 days ago. We got $5 from Archradish. Said, what up, nerds? And we also got lots of new subscribers today. So fantastic. Thank you. As we close the show, I'm going to end with, what did I tell them? I told them earlier, Ryan.
Oh, I don't remember. Sorry.
Ghostskin in, Foreskin in, Conspirwin, the pup. We did the pup. Was it the Holy Halos? It was the Halos because it's so long.
Did ask for Halos in the comments.
That was why. Because it's so long is why I put it to the end. I remember going, that's why. Ryan, thank you for joining me today. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.
Have a good day. Stay tuned for Ember. Have a good one.
Yes, stay tuned for Ember. It'll switch over to Ember. And I wasn't trying to be a jerk to Ember. I was trying to clarify a point and was trying to, I'm just, you know what I mean. Ember's perfect. I wasn't trying to argue with Ember. And after I paused for a moment, I'm like, oh yeah, I don't want to be like those assholes. But then I know why I do what I do. Anyway, all right, so let me run this Holy Halos for you guys. And after it's done, go check out Ember. She's got some great stuff. Ember is fantastic. Tell her the amazing Super Chris. Check out the Holy Halos. Catholics love this one. Next up in the bark bank, a clergyman with a holy hustle and maybe a few unholy loopholes.
Hi, Barks. Blessings and belly rubs to you all. I'm Father Flanagan, and today I'm here seeking $50,000 for 3% of my soul-saving startup, Holy Halos, the world's first, soon-to-be, church-approved condoms. Following the ways of the Lord can be hard and often require sacrifices of the flesh. Well, fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of Holy Halo condoms.
Hold on, Father. The church very much doesn't like condoms. How do you expect to sell these?
Well, you're right, but these aren't just any condoms. No, my furry financiers, these are permeable. But every single halo has been dipped in holy water, a divine divider between you and sin. You can finally frolic freely and still keep that sweet spot in heaven. Permeable, but dipped in holy water to keep the sin out, but let the babies in.
Let you get your stick wet without getting your stick stuck.
If you know what I mean.
Oh my! Very embarrassing every time.
So basically they don't work as condoms, but they let you get away with having sex without going to hell?
Exactly. The church gets to keep making babies, but you don't have to keep going to confession. Think of it. No more guilt. No more awkward I'm saving myself for marriage speeches. With Holy Halos, you can take those pray hands and turn them into lay hands.
Didn't I read that holy water is full of bacteria like E. coli? Won't this be harmful to women's health?
The words are English, but I don't understand the question.
How are you addressing the issue holy water presents for women's health?
Again, I'm not understanding.
She does that. Well, we don't get it either.
Is that mesh from a window screen?
Ah, that's a keen eye you have there, young lass. Yes, yes. Another fine selling point. Rough on the outside to increase her shame, as it should be. But soft and smooth on the inside, internally lubed and ribbed for his pleasure. We even have custom scents.
Scents? Now you have my attention. What flavors we talking? Don't pitch me that vanilla missionary nonsense, Padre.
Well, we do have virgin vanilla, but we also have miracle mint and cooing camel, and my personal favorite, sweat of the Savior.
And the Vatican, they've blessed this endeavor?
Well, not exactly. I'm still waiting on the papal decree one way or the other.
I love it, but you're asking 50 grand for only 3%. That's rough, Father, real rough.
Not running with the big dogs on this one. I'm gonna stay on the porch.
Me too. Good luck, Father. 15%.
Ouch, 15%, that's highway robbery even for the church.
Come on, Father, we're dogs. We know a bone when we see one. 10%, and we'll even bless your branding.
Look, meet me in the middle, 7%, and I'll baptize all your puppies.
7% works for me. Father Flanagan, it looks like
Wait a second, our producers say we have a special call-in bidder. Let's get him up on the screen. Folks, we have the guardian of the sacred fire hydrant himself.
Oh no.
Defender of the holy tennis ball and eater of the golden kibble, Pup Oliver Poops a Lot the Fifth.
Flanagan!
Yes, your pope.
50,000 at 20%.
20%?
And you get to keep calling yourself a father.
Sold to the pup in the very fine hat.
I knew you'd see it my way.
You're very wise, your hiney. Would there be anything else?
He may leave.
Father Flanagan's line of holy halos, ultra thin, spiritually thick. Available in 3 sizes, conservative, medium, and liberal. All right, you wonderful people, thank you all for joining us. I want to mention we actually have Pisces for Love. Pisces Love to Love is right there in the chat. A newbie, right there, another one, right there. Good morning, welcome to the damnation. We'll see you all tomorrow. Oh, and there was also, I saw somebody else sneak in the chat as well. I don't know who it was, though. Good morning, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. Sin safely, my friends. Take care.
Got a house that smells like old cheese and shame. Father Flanagan's flesh candles change the game. Goat-scented thrills for your soul's delight. Light it up, baby, make your room right. When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan, here to set the tone. Confession booths, busy, no need to stress. Light a candle and forget your mess. Gross odors vanish like sins in the wind. With each wick, guess who's your new best friend? When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan, here to set the tone. Lambs and calves may have their day, but goat's the scent that leads the way. Slate with a sniff so pure. Father Flanagan's got the cure. Turn your home into a saintly space. With every whiff, find redeeming grace. From your living room to the kitchen sink.